When does a fine imposed by a judge become excessive and unconstitutional? That was the question in the case of the homeless man's $10,000 fine. In this case, Frankie Webb was selling illegal drugs near a Sioux Falls shelter that feeds the needy. After consenting to a search of his person, car, and cell phone, police found a pill bottle with Webb's name on it that contained 3 bags of marijuana, 7 hydrocodone pills, and 10 alprazolam pills. A search of the cell phone revealed that he was engaged in buying and selling drugs. He was arrested while on parole and said he was living in a homeless shelter, claiming he had recently been approved for Social Security disability. Webb was charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled drug, possession of 2 ounces or less of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Webb had 3 prior drug felonies: possession, burglary, and distribution of crack cocaine. So he was also charged as an habitual offender. Webb entered into a plea agreement. He agreed to plead guilty to possession of hydrocodone, a violation which carries a maximum of 5 years and a $10,000 fine under South Dakota law. In exchange for the deal, the prosecutor agreed to cap his sentence at 3 years of imprisonment and dismiss the other charges, and also drop the habitual offender enhancement. The judge sentenced Webb to 5 years with 2 years suspended and fined Webb $10,000, the maximum under the statute. The 2 years the judge suspended were conditioned on Webb paying the $10,000 fine. Nothing was said on the record about Webb's ability to pay the fine, but the judge commented on Webb's criminal history, noting that as an habitual offender, Webb could have potentially faced life imprisonment. Webb appealed. How would you decide this case? Was the sentence of $10,000 unconstitutional? We'll be back in a moment to answer that question. Was the $10,000 fine excessive and unconstitutional? No, said the South Dakota Supreme Court. Both the United States Constitution and the South Dakota Constitution prohibit the imposition of excessive fines. The purpose of the excessive fines clause is to limit the government's power to extract payments, whether in cash or in kind, as punishment for some offense. The excessive fines clause protects against fines that are grossly disproportionate to the offense. Webb argued that the fine was grossly disproportionate to the offense because he was not able to pay the fine. And because the judge did not consider his ability to pay the fine, he wanted the case remanded for a new hearing. The Supreme Court disagreed and said the punishment was within the statutory range the legislature provided. And given Webb's prior record of felony convictions, as an habitual offender, he faced the potential of a much more severe sentence than the one he received. Remember, it's a matter of law.